What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another rant video, and today we got a lot to talk about. I don't know how long this rant's going to be because I'm just going to really just go off how I feel at the moment, and some shit just pissed me off. So listen, recently there was a state of play for Sony. They put out a bunch of game trailers and announcements for upcoming games that are going to be coming out this year and next. Only really two games stood out for me, and that was three actually. Wolverine trailer, which is what they kicked it off with. Phantom Blade Zero, which we've kind of been waiting on for a minute, and then of course God of War Luffy. Phantom Blade looked cool. It's not really my genre of games, but I kind of want to try it out because the animations and shit look cool. Sucker for anything God of War. I'm interested in Luffy's story and where it's going to head, because I feel like there's some connections to the stuff we saw in God of War 2018 and Ragnarok. And then obviously it's going to segue into the next game, which we're assuming is going to be Egyptian mythology and not Pantheon. But anyway, Wolverine. Wolverine trailer did not look impressive to me. Now listen. I voiced my concerns on an Instagram comment section. I did get a bunch of likes, but I also got trash for it. I got home from work today, and I did the same thing on Reddit. Some people agreed with me. I did get some comments saying, "Hey, I understand. That's a good idea, etc., etc." But I also got trash for it, or people that are like trying to counter argument me and not understanding what I'm saying or what they're even saying, and it's stupid. But first, I want to go over with you what I said in my post, and then that's how we're gonna get into the rant. Because understand, I didn't just say, "Oh, this looks bad, this is dumb." I actually gave some criticism in some ways that I think they could improve it. Because let's be honest, all the gameplay trailers showed was how stealth is going to work a little bit. The gory and bloodiness of it, the lunge attack, slash, which is the gameplay loop. It's lunge, slash, passive healing, berserker or rage mode, whatever, get a finisher, rinse and repeat. That's all it is. It's literally nothing else. I was hoping maybe they show some new mechanics or some skill tree abilities you unlock later in the game or something, so we can know exactly what the full capability might be. Not everything, just a little taste, so we can know, hey, this is going to be peak. Doesn't look that way to me. I don't know why people are hyping it up. I don't know if Sony has a gun to their head, or they think they're going to get a review copy by dick sucking. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with them. So let's go to my post that I put on Reddit. I'm going to show you guys this real quick. So, as you can see, it's been removed by moderators. I don't know why. I'm trying to figure it out. It's probably them chatting me right now because I messaged them. Wolverine game trailer was not impressive. Let me preface this by saying the game looks good, but there appears to be no selling point aside from the title of the game being Wolverine. It's a Marvel character. Of course it's going to sell. Same with Spider-Man that Insomniac made. There's zero innovation here, specifically in the gameplay that they showed to us. The gameplay loop looks like what I just said. Slash, passive heal, finisher, rinse and repeat. I can't speak on skill trees, combos, or abilities will unlock in the game because it's not shown to us. We were just waiting for release and hoping there's a lot more, but that doesn't seem good to do either. I hate when people say, just wait for the game to come out. No, motherfucker. Because when the game comes out, I would have to have already bought it to know if it was worth buying. Versus if we say something now while they're in the development phase still, because the game probably hasn't gone gold yet, we can still get some changes for them to implement or add on. This is the same thing we did with Insomniac when Spider-Man 2018 was announced and they put out their gameplay trailer for a helicopter chase scene. We said, hey, that swinging looks slow as fuck, speed it up. You know what they did? They sped it up. People asked for a charge jump when they heard it wasn't in the game. You know what Insomniac did? They added a charge jump. And you want to know proof of that? They even said in the interview, hey, these are things we implemented when we heard fans' feedback during the E3 gameplay trailer, and they said, hey, they wanted these things to be done. They were still in development phase, so guess what? They could add that on. if you wait till the game is out, they can't do shit about it. Because the game is out. You can't put out a hot fix or update and no, you can't do that. They had to develop that during the game making process. Anyway, but I said, okay, these are some innovative ideas I had for gameplay. Let me know what you think about this. Berserker Rage mode, it changes your moveset. So from what I saw, and I can pull up the gameplay trailer if I need to. I don't think I need to right now. But there was a moment in time after Jane Grey showed up and stuff when his bar filled up. But it's like immediately after he did that, he went into like a rage mode where he just did a finisher. And it's like, it reminds me of two perfect examples, God of War and the Spider-Man symbiote mode. God of War 1 makes sense because he's Kratos, he's a god. He can heal, he can take big hits and deal big damage. So it makes sense that he has a rage mode, especially when he's all about being rageful. Spider-Man, it didn't make sense because it kind of did. It's a symbiote, so yeah, he can take more damage and hits, but everything when you're in the actual rage mode, when you like tap L3 and R3, it's just a finisher. You hit and hit until he just does a finisher, and that's it. It's not a whole new move set. It's just finishers. So I was hoping, hey, instead of just doing finishers, it has to be a whole new move set of like different attacks and animations and stuff like that. That would be cool. Bone Claw versus Adamantium, it was just something I kind of threw out. You know, maybe you can switch from either or depending on what type of enemy you're facing. I don't know all the enemies. I know there's a lot of robots and shit. Tracking enemies by smell or sound. Try to hide if they plan an ambush. So like, let's say you got your melee people who are trying to hit you, and then you got your shooters. So the shooters are always going to hide and try to ambush you while you're trying to go seek. Your melee people are always going to try to hide and ambush you while you seek the shooters who are in plain sight. And then, since, obviously Wolverine, he can sense by smell and sound, he can be like, oh, okay, well, there's someone around this corner, I'm not going to let him ambush me, so I can attack him first and then go for the shooter, Targeted limb damage changes enemy behavior. So like, let's say you take off a enemy's arm or something like that, because there's dismemberment. He instead goes from being a melee character to a shooting character, and he backs up, and now he's just shooting a gun like this because he only got one arm or something. Choosing whether to go stealth or allow meaningful consequences, that's kind of self-explanatory. This one I really liked. Injury-based combat. So instead of healing, this would help or refill, your injuries can affect gameplay. So let's say you lost an arm, right? Because he can lose a limb and then heal or whatever, or his arm gets damaged. Sorry, I didn't mean like lose. Okay. His arm gets damaged because you can get holes in his back and all shit like that. They showed it in the gameplay. His attacks are now slower until that body part fully heals up. He gets his leg damaged. He now moves slower when he's trying to go towards the enemy to attack him. His face gets shot by a shotgun or something, and then he gets blurry vision until he can fully heal, right? And then that could add a challenge, because then that would mean, hey, the people that are shooting at you, you need to attack them first instead of going after melee characters, because then that means that's going to make a challenge for you during gameplay. Since you're just tanking every hit because he has a healing factor, you know what I mean? Maybe I'm just ranting, maybe I'm just complaining, but let me know what you think. That was how I ended the post. Now, let's get into we're gonna go over what some of these people said. Let's just go by the best. This person here, I know I'm not showing it on screen. He said, there's zero innovation here. Do you play like any video game? So I said, okay, what gameplay mechanic was shown in the trailer that has not been used for Wolverine's character in either his own games, any X-Men game that's featured Wolverine, or Marvel's Ultimate Alliance that has Wolverine in it? He replied, "Did you say the same for Spider-Man? Did these established heroes get new powers or just something to make you happy?" I replied, "The same goes for Spider-Man. Because you want to know what? Marvel Spider-Man 2, the only real innovative thing that they added was web wings. Ain't really added anything else. They added new animations for like swinging, the web tunnels or the wind tunnels so you can glide through. But gameplay wise and combat, they didn't add anything. Yeah, you got new abilities and the symbiote, but it's like that's it. There's nothing really substantial there. And it just feels like people are just okay with the game being mediocre. It's like toxic positivity where they just hype the game up and compliment the developers. So then they think the game is perfect and they don't need to add or update anything. So it's like, okay, ship it out. It's good. Where you can criticize and give some criticisms of things that they could add or implement that are feasible, especially in gameplay, and it can improve the game for you as the person playing it and buying it, spending your fucking hard-earned money. But no, people think they're going to get a review copy. Think if they dick suck that they'll, I don't know, get a free game or something. I don't know if Sony has a gun to your head, but buddy, you're safe. You can. It's not even a complaint about the game. It's just a criticism. And it's something small. It's not like you're trashing the game. I'm still most likely going to buy this. The game looks great. But it can be better. Especially for a AAA studio that's been making games for years. Speaking of that, I hate when people are talking about graphics. The game looks great. Look at the dude. It's 2026. I should not be having to worry about graphics in any game, especially by a AAA studio. I will never have to worry about graphics. That shouldn't even be on my mind. Graphics should be the first thing they have set and done, and then they move the gameplay and the story and all that. Because those are going to be the selling points of the game anyways. Marvel Spider-Man is the original Spider-Man story. They can do whatever they want within the confines of what Marvel tells them they can. This, I'm assuming the same thing because it's another Marvel character and they can do whatever. The story is so far is what they told us is that other mutants are being hunted and Wolverine's trying to save them, and then Jean Grey shows up to help. There was another comment. I'm gonna pull this one up. Oh yeah, this right here. This guy pissed me off. Mind you, I do want to comment. Hold on. I got a lot of downlikes or downvotes on this post on Reddit. You can't. It just says 0, but I know it's negative. I don't know why I can't see it. The comments I can see it, but not the original post. But anyways, so right here. I would counter that we have no clue what the entirety of the gameplay will entail and should wait until release. I just explained why that's a dumb idea. Looks like there would be skill grades or new skills learned. I doubt they have shown everything in a 10-minute gameplay session. Correct. But in the gameplay that they show us, they need to have a selling point. That is what gameplay trailers are for. If a company just... let's give an example. Marvel Spider-Man 2018. Let's say that they didn't release any gameplay trailer after the E3 one that they did in 2016. And all they did was cinematics and cutscenes or story trailers and no gameplay. And then just released the game in 2018. Do you know how pissed people would be? They don't know what they're buying. They don't know if it's worth the money, how the web swing is going to look, what their combat's going to have. All they know is that it's a Spider-Man game. And that's why they want them to buy it. What you're saying is dumb. I doubt they show everything. They're not supposed to show us everything. Yeah, they're supposed to teach you a bit, but like that gameplay wasn't much different from the Wolverine Origins. Slash, gory combat, finisher, healing. That's it. It wasn't that special to me. So I say, well, I already said this to y'all. If we wait, what's the point? Because it doesn't change the mechanics for them to add in the development phase, but then it'd be too late. It just spare Chris. I'm not talking down on the game, but I have to want to buy it first, obviously. Someone else said a trailer is not a beta. I replied, but it's my only reason to buy the game. And then the same thing I just said, I'm sorry, man, to you guys. He said 100% correct, but your criticism is more so of a bailer. The trailer gives you a peek. There is no trailer in existence that is put out to give developer feedback. This is what pissed me off, because I replied, every gameplay trailer is for developer feedback. And they know this. Developers know this because that's why they put out gameplay trailers in the first place. To find out how the fans or people hyped for their game are going to feel when they look at the gameplay to this end. You think the developers who made any game in existence put out a gameplay trailer and just didn't care what fans were going to say? No, they want the feedback. They want to know if this looks sluggish, if this looks cool, if that animation was alright, if the combat looks fine, how the world looks. They want to know. Because maybe there's enough time, depending on what's wrong or what looks off about it, that they can update it and upgrade it and make it better for when the game actually releases. Every trailer, every gameplay trailer is for developer feedback, especially in today's time, where people are very critical about gameplay. We're not worried about graphics anymore. Story, anyone can write a good story, and we're not going to trash you for having your own original story that goes left or whatever. We're worried about gameplay. If it's not fun, it's not worth playing. We can deal with having bad story but amazing gameplay and graphics. We can't deal with having bad gameplay and a bad stuff with one of the other two. People need to know this. But this guy pissed me off. No trailer is put out to get developer feedback. That's a lie. I'm sorry, but that's a lie. Darn it, Sauce. That's a fucking lie. Again, I don't know why they removed it. I didn't even violate any of the rules. Almost 100 comments, 45 minutes. So I don't know why they removed it. This wasn't rage bait. It was an actual criticism discussion. No spoilers. No repo. Like, I don't know. Maybe they were just hating. But anyway, that's how that went. For anyone who's going to buy this game, I'm not saying you shouldn't buy it. Buy the game if you fucking want to. But understand that Marvel Spider-Man 2 got hyped up. Everyone was saying it's perfect, it looks fine. Nothing wrong with it. I need the game now. It got nominated for 7 awards at the VGAs and won 0. A AAA game for Marvel Spider-Man 2, a sequel, got nominated for 7 awards at the VGAs and won 0 of them. That sounds fucking crazy. That's almost unbelievable. And it's because the game had almost no innovation. They fumbled the Venom story, which is just crazy to me. The whole third act was like fucking Web of Shadows. Like, Wolverine's gonna suffer the same fate. Maybe not as bad, because, I mean, it's gonna be overlooked because GTA's coming out and all this other shit. But it's like, this will suffer a similar fate because people were fine with just mediocre. Understand, when I say innovation, I'm not saying it has to be something completely new. Like, they can take a previous mechanic and make it better. It doesn't have to be something brand new, a new power or ability. It doesn't have to be that. No. It can be something simple. It can be something super simple. But people were fine with it being mediocre. The gameplay didn't look that interesting to me. I will buy it because I do want to see more. And I mean, I'm kind of a sucker for Marvel games. Especially Insomniac does do a good job, but it's like I need to see that in the gameplay trailer. When Insomniac did the Marvel Spider-Man 2 gameplay trailer, you know what they did? They showed that selling point. You know what the selling point was? The fucking symbiote, Venom. Because they know they're releasing a story about Venom. People are gonna want to play with the black suit. They wanted to see what it could do, and that's what they did. You know what they also showed? They showed web wings. You know what they also showed? Miles' new Venom powers. They had a selling point in their gameplay trailer. God of War had a selling point in the gameplay trailer. It's a character that's already in the game but hasn't been expanded on that much. Kratos' wife, who's dead, you get to see her combat, which is in contrast to Kratos, because Kratos is more of a heavy hitter. She's more agile and smooth. And she has magic. There should be a selling point. There's not a selling point in the Wolverine gameplay trailer. There isn't. You can't tell me there is. Let me know what y'all think. Please let me know what you think in the comments. I'm curious. I'll be in the comments. I'll be commenting too, if you are. I am curious to know. Do you think the trailer is good? Do you think there's anything they could add? Do you think we should be okay and just wait for the release and just hope everything will just be alright? Let me know. I'm out.